Joining us is Dr. Samir Al-Taqi, Orient Research Center Director from Washington, D.C. Good evening to you, Doctor. Now, how might the absence of key leaders like Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin impact the BRICS bloc's unity and ability to reach consensus on contentious issues?
I'm really honored by your invitation to participate.
Always a pleasure.
In principle, I would say that yes, there is now a real indication of the absence of Xi Jinping and also Putin, and that this attempt to establish a kind of non-alignment coalition among different states in BRICS indicating to build an alternative to the international trade system, but actually there is a real failure. It's now in the back burner. So I think the main issue now is that we need a political decision to be done by the sorry. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir. Yes, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you. Yes, Dr.
Yes,
Samir.
so I think there had been a relative failure in really crystallizing, first of all, a strategic plan to create an alternative to Bretton Woods system that had been practically regulating the international trade worldwide since 1945. And there is also a lack of political base of and alliances among the participants. I think we can say that in general that the BRICS now is turning into a kind of a forum for cooperation, but not in any way an alternative to the current economic system. And exactly like Mr. De Silva had mentioned, what is needed is to reform the international system based on Bretton Woods, maybe to introduce some alterations, but still none of the BRICS monetary system or financial system were able to replace the stock market in the Bretton Woods countries or the monetary system of the dollar. So I think what is needed is a real political will to change the paradigm and to just go from the current situation where this forum is just a forum for barter exchange and practically giving some assistance to some poorer countries to really building a real international system that could be an alternative, or at least can make pressure for the international monetary system.
Yes. Now, Dr. Samir, given the bloc's ambition to reduce reliance on the US dollar and promote financial alternatives, what practical hurdles does BRICS face in implementing the de-dollarization, if I may say, and how could opposition from the United States, like tariff threats from Trump, for example, hamper these efforts?
Yes, in principle, I think the main problem is the Chinese yuan, which should have been due to become a kind of an alternative. Previously, the euro was maybe the candidate to become the alternative, but it failed because of the non-inflationary policies of the German financial system. Now the German financial system decided to cancel the inflationary policy and to go toward a more open euro exchange system, while the yuan is still very much restricted and very much under the hegemony of the Chinese state political decision. And this complicate to a large extent and practically deprive the BRICS system from the financial market and from the stock market. The stock market and the financial market is exactly where the exchangeability of the dollar allowed practically to really make movement of money very easy and to allow the buildup of great wealth within the Western system. There is no alternative to this system till now in the BRICS.
Okay, so with pressing global crises on the agenda like the war in Ukraine, the Middle East tensions, the climate change, the AI regulation and pandemic, of course, preparedness, how realistic is it for BRICS to craft a unified stance?
Exactly. I think the main problem is related to the lack of political will, lack of political unity. There is no unifying political and strategic agenda among those. Everybody is against it, but nobody has an alternative, real global strategy.
Vision or strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, as Brazil assumes the BRICS presidency with a strong focus on global South cooperation, how might Lula da Silva's agenda shape the bloc's priorities and external perceptions as well?
I think specifically about Brazil I think it is able to do something in this respect. I said the non-alignment cooperation system, but it's not an alternative to Bretton Woods. Still, Brazil now in its unique position, it can build up bridges with the United States in terms of becoming a substitute to the Chinese manufacturing system. But at the same time, it could become the harbor of the Chinese investment, especially in the fields that are beneficial to the American economy. So it's a kind of an intermediary period now we are passing in, and it is where Brazil can play a kind of a substitute to become the backyard industrial system in the for the United States, which is now still the one of the biggest markets in the world.
Okay, so in what way BRICS push for a or existing international institutions like the UN, the IMF, the World Bank, and how effective might the bloc be in reshaping global governance?
First of all, as I said, we need to really find a monetary system that could be a substitute to the current system. And this is not ready till now. The Chinese economy is still having lots of new problems, but more than that, much more than that, is the fact that still the yuan is not an exchangeable monetary system, and there is no substitute till now. How can we push? I think the main issue now is about the economic model. Till now, BRICS was not able to generate an economic model as a substitute to the European economic model or the American economic model. So in both cases, till now, no unity about vision, where to go, what is the economic model and political model, what is the common strategic aims of those. It's about justice, it's about more just economic system. It had never been just the international economic system. It was all built on the advantages to the developed country.
Yes.
How would China give privileges to developed country? Till now, we didn't see a real strategy from China to change this paradigm.
Well, that was Dr. Samir Al-Taqi, Orient Research Center Director from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us here on Qnews.